Read it if you are looking for stories of hope. That began with my first book in 2014, the 2024 election verdict.
Views expressed in this blog are hosted on my own website, are strictly personal, and do not reflect the views of any organization.
Namaskar, happy Diwali. Hello and welcome to Straight Bat, my weekly video blog, where as the title suggests, I comment with a straight bat. Today, a Diwali gift for all of you on this auspicious weekend. That's right, my new baby, my new book is finally here. 2024, the election that surprised India, completes a trilogy that began with my first book in 2014, the election that changed India. Then we had 2019, how Modi won India. This book will be in bookstores by next week, and you can already pre-order it on Amazon and online. In many ways, this has been perhaps the most difficult book to write, more complex in terms of the issues that it tries to grapple with. Okay, now someone asked me, why should you be reading 2024, the election that surprised India? Here are 10 good reasons. We live, my friends, in an age of breaking news, where today's news is tomorrow's history. You, therefore, should read it to decode a dramatic period in India's electoral politics, to try and understand and appreciate all that's happening around you. The book starts with the swearing in of the second Modi government in 2019 and takes you up to the 2024 election verdict, which, as many verdicts this year have done, surprised India because it was far away from the 400 par drumbeat that was echoing across the country at the time. From the rise of Hindutva to the challenge of COVID to farmer agitations to all the state election battles, the idea is to tell the backstory drama that have shaped key decision making in the last 5 years and really over the last decade. A second reason for reading it is because, my friends, we live in a post-truth society where lines between truth and falsehood are constantly being crossed. The aim, therefore, when you write a book and have time to step back, is to cut through the noise and the clutter and, yes, the hyper-partisan them versus us echo chambers. Were we as a country, for example, ever really told how key decisions like Article 370 and CA were taken? Or just how many people died in COVID? How was the farmer protest dealt with? Or even what may seem like trivia, how, for example, did Saurav Ganguly suddenly become the BCCI president at the last moment? And what was his role to be in the battle for Bengal? And there are plenty other questions that deserve answers before they simply fade away from memory. Number 3, and this is important, friends, read it because the aim here is simply to tell truth to power like a journalist should. For example, the misuse of agencies and institutions in this country is a fact, which is why the Enforcement Directorate chapter or the ED chapter titled Hamare Paas ED Hai, Washing Machine Politics is based on hard facts and revelations. This country needs to know how laws and agencies can and are misused. As I say in the book, a harsh law like the Prevention of Money Laundering Act or PMLA, when selectively used, is a recipe for tyranny. Number 4, read it because I think we need to start understanding how power politics across parties is being practiced in the truest sense in this country. We are soon going to celebrate 75 years of the Republic, and there will be all talk about Samvidhan and Constitution. But somewhere have we lost the plot in a Chanakya-like obsession with winning at all costs. From Maharashtra to Bengal, from Karnataka to Punjab, the book aims to reveal the stories of the power plays, the good, the bad and the ugly, how governments are toppled, others are cemented, the deal making that takes place. I think it's important to try and get a bird's eye view to what's been happening. Number 5, read the book if you want to know how the most powerful and resource-rich election machine in Indian politics actually operates. Team Modi Shah are, as their critics suggest, ruthless and remorseless. but they're also, as their supporters call them, mostly successful. How, for example, did Amit Shah actually win his first election as a student politician in Gujarat is a story for the ages. It's a story you can read about in the book. Number 6, read the book if you want to know how the Congress, once the mighty election machine of this country, has a knack of scoring self-goals. But read it also to know how Rahul Gandhi, lampooned by his critics for long and written off mostly, against all the odds, actually was able to ensure that the Congress party survived to fight another day. How did the image reboot of Rahul Gandhi take place, starting with that Bharat Jodo Yatra? That too is the Mohabbat Ki Dukaan chapter in this book. Number 7, read the book to understand how increasingly caste and religion are used as political weapons to only divide and rule. Hate speech in particular against minorities is an anti-constitutional affront, in my view, to democracy that needs to be underlined and highlighted. And if the Election Commission won't step in, then book writers like us, or some of us, have to start telling it like we see it. Number 8, reason to read it. Read it to understand how pollsters and pundits and strategists who claim to know it all can often get it all wrong. From pollsters to pundits, indeed to netas, there are a few self-styled gods that have failed. How and why are questions that need answers. And that's what this book aims to do. It aims to give you the answers to all the searching questions when it comes to politics in our times. Number 9, read it if you are looking for stories of hope that will inspire people maybe to take up the challenge of being in public life. The media generally focuses on Modi and Rahul and all the big leaders of the country. And the book does have stories of them. But there are many others whose life stories and successful stories also deserve to be told. In fact, there is a chapter, therefore, Democracy Zinda Hai, Stories of Hope. And some of these stories, I hope, will inspire and inform at the same time. Finally, read the book if you want to get a sense of the untold media story. What really explains the fact that the media has mostly pushed such one-sided political narratives? What explains media takeovers that have taken place with business groups taking over the media? All of which leave open the troubling question: is there really a level playing field in an Indian election? In conclusion, my friends, read this book if you like storytelling without fear or favor. There are lots of characters in this book, not just politicians, but industrialists, Gautam Adani and a few others. There are virtually everyone who's a who's who. The power tales are told. This book is not activism, but journalism. I keep telling this to readers. I am an observer, a journalist who likes to tell stories. Or as we say in newsrooms, give andar ki khabar. I hope you enjoy reading it as much as I have enjoyed writing it over the last 18 months, often getting up at 5 a.m. when the silence of the world provides you an opportunity to think and reflect. You, my friends, as I said, can pre-order 2024 election that surprised India now, or pick it up in audio stores soon. We'll also have an audio book brought out sooner rather than later. As a postscript, let me say this. The last 18 months have been a tough ride. Not easy always to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning only to do a 9 p.m. TV show in the night. In a way, this book is extra special because this week marks 36 years for me in journalism. I joined this profession with all the passion that I had in the first week of November 1988. It's been quite a ride and some of the passion is still alive. I just want to thank each and every one of you who have been part of this journey. So God bless all your families. Have a happy Diwali once again. And do give me all the feedback, some bouquets, maybe a few brickbats too, to 2024, the election that surprised India. That was the straight bat. Do, of course, give me feedback to all my blogs and Subscribe to my YouTube channel. For now, stay well, stay safe, happy and prosperous Diwali. Shubh Deepavali.